Ron, I was there last week. That's pretty much.
You got your lighter?
Yeah. No.
So there was some excitement.
Yeah. We need to talk after this too.
About what?
Actually, the most fancy
Really? Yeah. Seriously? That's good to hear.
Jerry Halley. Nice to meet you. Have you had your transplant yet? And afterwards, hi, Jess. Maybe we'll Are you walking? All right. Right.
I'm upwind. We want to announce that Bob Angel's going to donate his liver this afternoon.
Where's my jackknife? Before he changes his mind.
How come you're standing on that side, Your Worship? I'm getting all the smoke here.
That's why I'm over here.
Yeah. And now your mayor, the vice principal, is going to make the presentation to
Just for the photo, this represents a donation from the teachers and staff at Amherst Regional High School to help you on your way as you go across Canada, bring up awareness. So this check will be from the staff and teachers of Amherst Regional High School.
You want to puff on that, Bob? I'm sucking it all in here.
We're not worried about his transplant. He's going to die with cancer carrying that torch.
There you go. And we have another presentation from our student council president.
Okay.
This is Stephanie Higgins. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Hi, Chris. Well, I just want to say that we're so proud of you, and we were so excited to hear about what you were doing and how you were going across Canada, and we thought we'd have to help out. So we put up together, we did a couple fundraisers, and we have a check for you that we'll present to you later. So thank you very much. And,
Hey, Chris!
You're an inspiration to us all.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, out of here? Oh,
Get in there, everybody.
step in here, Your Worship. Get in there if you want to get a picture.
Oh, hey, you stay here.
oh, okay.
Yeah, stay.
Yeah, don't miss Stephanie.
We want some color.
Pretty background too.
Yeah.
Just colorful.
Just Chris. Just. Did you get one from the principal?
Principal, you just promoted him, eh? Okay, now Chris is going to sign the guest book.
Yes, we're going inside. Yeah.
Can we get some comments from him just before he goes in there?
Sure.
Okay. There's the mayor. Chris, can you tell me where did you start?
I started in my hometown,
And you've gone east of Sarnia east, is that right?
actually, we went signed to the west coast. First, the out was finished our west leg on June 18th. Then we drove to St. John's, Newfoundland.
How's the response been along the way?
The response is really good. We've got a lot of one of the restaurants sponsors. Very close.
Now, of course, I guess there's two reasons why you're doing this. One is because you need a kidney transplant, is that right?
Yeah, I need it. Yep. And the other reason is the same thing.
That's awesome. I'll never forget that.
Inspired by it.
I take it as well that what you're trying to do is you're trying to spread the word about transplants, is that right?
Yes, I'm trying to make everybody aware of the tissue issue.
We should take off the color that's our hair.
4,000. Your worship as mayor, obviously, this, I guess we have to see as something that's very inspiring, particularly with the unheard stuff.
It absolutely is, and it's also a really good opportunity to bring awareness to the public. And you know, it doesn't take anything to sign a back of your driver's license to say you're a donor. I would encourage everybody who has a good, healthy body to sign the back of their, I believe it's the back of their driver's license, or somewhere in there indicates that you're a donor. I would encourage everybody to sign that permission to go ahead and take some of the orders that they should pass on.
Also, I'm very encouraged to see the numbers of students show their support.
Well, you know, it's a young man to bring young people out. We've got it right here. It's just like when the Terry Fox run came through. The support was incredible. And I believe the support here was incredible. I saw the truck go up on Willow Street.
Thank you. We didn't mean to.
Want another try?
So when will you be wrapping things up, Chris?
I'll be finishing on December 17th.
Okay, good luck.
We're going to come in now and sign the book.
As soon as he comes out, we'll start walking. Which direction is it?
We're going up the corner, left, straight up Willow, up Willow, and then straight up Willow.
Aside from here would be an hour, 15 minutes.
You're probably aware from the news, as many of you as there are that watch the news, or children who watch the news every night. Today's assembly is an opportunity for us to welcome to Amherst and to welcome to our school a very brave young man by the name of Kristopher Knowles. Chris is only 14 years old, and he's on a walking tour of Canada. His plan is to visit walking something in the order of 200 towns and cities in every province of Canada. And I guess he's well along that journey already. Chris is trying to raise awareness for the need of organ donors. Chris himself has been waiting for a transplant his entire life. I think you'll find today's program interesting. I hope that you will. And note moving as well. So I'm going to turn the program over now to Chris's road manager, George Marcello, and I know that you'll give him an ARHS welcome and your courteous attention. Thanks very much.
Okay, first of all, I want to see how everybody's feeling at Amherst High. How's everybody feeling this afternoon? I think the other school was a little bit louder. How's everybody feeling? That's what we like to hear. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to just say a few thank yous to some local sponsors that have been helping us out in your community. I want to first acknowledge the Comfort Inn, and representing the Comfort Inn is Brenda McCraw. Please stand up, Brenda. I also want to thank Jungle Gyms. They're helping us out with food. They've been helping us out throughout the whole Maritimes. And I also want to get all the kids that walked with Kristopher today to stand up. That walked with Kristopher today to stand up. Thanks a lot, guys. I want to thank the mayor, I want to thank the city hall, I want to thank Dwight from the community center, and I want to thank the police department for an excellent escort today. And what I'm going to do now is introduce the speaker. He's a local resident from here, and he's got a really inspiring story to talk to you about. And please welcome Mike.
Okay, everybody, hi. First of all, my name is Mike, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself and Ron down here. The reason Ron isn't up here speaking is because he's quiet and shy, and I have the mouth, okay? It's as simple as that. I don't know where to start, so just kind of bear with me. Ron and I both had liver disease, okay? And in each case, it was bad. We needed a transplant. At midnight, it was almost exactly 5 months ago to the day. At midnight, I got a phone call. And on the other end of the phone, a guy said, "Mike, we have a liver for you." Well, I just shook my head and said, no, it can't be. So, yeah, it's a good match and everything, Mike. We're going to send a plane to get you. So I said, okay. And I had to deal with that, and I can't begin to tell anybody here the emotions that I went through. And having spoken with Ron and gone through this with Ron, it's the same thing. Anyway, we make our way to Moncton. The government flies a private jet to pick us up, a little 6-seater jet. Boom, and off we go to London, Ontario. Ron and I don't know each other. We don't say a word to each other on the way out, because we're scared. Okay? Think about it. You're going to have a transplant. You're scared. We arrive in London. We get prepped for the operation. Now, the only reason we're getting a transplant is because somebody, somewhere, signed their donor card. If they didn't sign that donor card, if this particular person, or I should say persons, did not sign their donor card, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, and Ron would be sitting down here. I'm not trying to be morbid, okay? If I do sound morbid, not at all. This little talk that I'm giving to you is about life, okay? Anyway, we get our transplant. We come back to Halifax. I was walking with Kristopher today. If anybody in this room has an idea of what guts is, or strong will, and above all, consideration for other people, take Kristopher as your role model. I don't know Kristopher, I just had a brief moment to talk with him. Great guy. He's one of many, many people in this country and around the world. Talk to your parents. Please, talk to your parents. Talk to yourself. For those of you that have a driver's license, or when you get your driver's license, there's a part on there that asks, do you want to be a donor? Please consider it, okay? On your MSI form, there's a place there. Please sign it. Now, I'm a musician. That's what I do for a living. I love my music. I just love it. It's one of the things I live for. The other thing I live for is my little girl. I love my daughter, just like your parents love you. Because of the transplant, I'm going to have that time with my daughter. And because of the transplant, I'm going to be able to keep doing my music and things that I love. I just want you to think about it. I want you to talk to your parents, aunts, uncles, everybody. I want you to talk. But whenever you see some promotion on this, listen to it, okay? And like I said, this is not about gloom, it's about life, okay? When people die, a lot of other people live. Have you ever seen that ad on TV where they they go through and it says, I am one, or I was one. And at the end, the little girl says, well, I am one. Well, that little girl, her name is Sarah. And when I was up in London, like she's the big talk of the town up there because she not only had one transplant, she had several. Okay? So please remember, this is not about dying, it's about living. Okay? That's all I have to say. Thanks very much.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Mike. And there's also one of your own here, a teacher that has a personal story to share. Please welcome Mr. Calvin Bull.
This is kind of sudden. Matter of fact, it happened about 5 minutes ago. This gentleman came down and asked me to tell you my story. I come from a long line of people that have a disease called polycystic kidney. And one of the stages of that is at about 40 to 45 years of age, you will develop polycystic kidney and go into renal failure, which is known as kidney failure. In 1986, my dad received his first transplant, what's called a cadaver transplant, and it comes from somebody who has signed their donor card and died in an accident. And we were very fortunate to receive a phone call like Mike in the middle of the night while my dad was being dialyzed. My mom and dad had what was called hemodialysis, which means my dad was treated at home and my mom acted as his nurse. That transplant lasted about 10 years, which is about the lifespan of a cadaver transplant. A couple of years later, as my dad was aging and we knew that this was important, that he have another transplant, my brother donated a kidney to my dad. And that's not the end of the story, because last year, my sister, who also had polycystic kidney, developed renal failure. And at the age of 61, my mother donated a kidney to my sister. This was a hard thing for a family. And at first I probably rejected it and I said, this wasn't a good idea. I wasn't real happy with this. But in hindsight now, I realize that my mother made a decision and it was important that we support that. We need more organ transplants. We need awareness. And this message here today is about awareness. I live it. You live it. And you have a chance to make a difference in this particular situation. So listen carefully to the message today. Thank you for listening to me. And take some of this awareness away with you and make some decisions on what's right for you. And organ transplant. There's a slogan from Prince Edward Island that says, don't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows that we need them here. Thank you very much.
Two very powerful messages. Well, what we're going to do now is show you a 10-minute video. And we're hoping that we're going to get some questions afterwards. So get your questions ready after the video. And sorry, we don't have no popcorn. Crystal didn't provide any, but I hope you enjoyed them. So who's going to be that first brave person that's going to raise their hand? Let me see that first brave person. Gavin, over here. Go ahead. Gavin, over here. Go ahead. Where did you start? That's Mr. Ferguson. Stand up. Where did you start?
hometown, Sarnia, Ontario, and we went west to Vancouver, BC, and we finished our western leg on June 18th. Then we drove to St. John's, Newfoundland, and we're here today and finished. Today is actually our last day in Nova Scotia.
Amanda.
Have you had any problems along the way? Your health?
No, actually, I got sick at the end of my western leg walk, but other than that, I hadn't.
Got someone back there, sir?
On my spare time, I do my emails on our website, Kristophers Wish.ca. Anybody can email me if they wanted to, and I have to email them on my spare time when I do board.
When people were talking earlier, you said that you've been on the road for 256 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you schooled on the road? Or do people homeschool you on the road?
Yeah, I have to do skilling on the road. Yeah.
It's obvious that you've been an inspiration to all of us today, so I'm just wondering what or who is your inspiration?
The inspiration that I got about 4 years ago, I never even thought of doing a walk across Canada or anything. And I met my road manager, George Marcello, who received the liver in 95, and he walked across Canada in 2000. And he came to my town, Sarnia, Ontario, and I got to meet him through the Liver Foundation in Sarnia, and I got to meet him, and about 2 years, well actually, pretty much every day I begged him if I could do it to walk across Canada, and 4 years ago it happened. I started in January 2004.
He wanted to get out of school.
He thought he could.
Yeah.
How much money did you guys raise since you started?
Well, I couldn't tell you how much money we raised. We don't raise money. We raise money to get through the walk, but we're not raising money to just raise money. But it's mostly awareness, and the only reason why we're out here like surviving is we're selling flags, and you've probably seen them on the van. Anybody's looked at it, and we're selling this pretty much get through day by day, and we're not really raising money, just awareness.
What do you plan to do after the tour?
I guess go back to school and probably go visit communities again to, like some communities have national walks, barefoot back in.
Yeah. Louder, louder. He didn't wash his face for 2 weeks.
Well, actually, they have this thing every year. It's called the Chin Bikini Contest, and they have males for the girls too. So I wasn't there. No, I wasn't. But I got to go watch the show, and then after I got to meet the winners, and I met them. It's fun. Hopefully there's one this year.
Mrs. Ames.
Do you have any idea what impact your awareness is? Is there any way to have a record of how many people have signed their working cards since you started?
It's been doing pretty good. that's the question. First of all, we don't have a registry here in Canada, unfortunately, so there's no way to really find out the figure. But I can tell you this much. Kristophers visited about 150 communities so far. And as a result of visiting 150 communities, there's been over 700 media stories written about this. And he's visited over 150 schools like this. He's talked to about he's getting near to 500,000 students we're reaching across the country. And that doesn't include all the rest of the public that he gets to meet while we're in the community. So in ways of trying to find out some result of how many people he's reached, I'd say over 1 million people so far as a result of this one.
I think we have time for one more question. Yep, Brock.
Along the way on your walk, has there been one moment that stuck out in your mind that made you look back and say, well, yes,
There's been a lot. I've met a lot of people that have received organs, family members that have passed away and donated their organs. And the one that actually stuck out the most was in North Bay. We actually met them before we even started this walk. And they're a Fowler family, and one day their house was on fire, and so they sent the kids, 2 boys with a babysitter, to go down to the beach, and the youngest 7-year-old kid drowned. And sure enough, the mother donated his organs, and he saved 7 people's lives. And imagine your house burning and then the kid dies that day. And it was very tragic. So we got a hold of him. And then actually the song that The Circle of Life, I picked that out first for a theme song for our trips we did into. And that's been one of the things that have touched all of us. And actually before we finish off, I'd actually like for you to meet my whole team. With the camera, my dad, Knowles. Another guy, I think he left, film director, and he's making a movie on him, Noel Roberts. Road manager George Monticello.
Chris, show me the belly real quick.
And your principal, I think, has a...
Chris.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, he
Get in
wants to
front.
show you his six-pack.
On behalf of Amherst High School, certainly, I don't have the words, Chris, to tell you that how much I know that you've touched Healing Society Week Day, and sort of shared by a lot of people in the crowd. So we certainly are very proud of it. You set an excellent example for all people, and especially kids your age. We want to make a couple of presentations on behalf of the staff and our Casual Friday Fund. I'm going to call on Mr. Gould to come back down and make that presentation. And Stephanie Higgins, on behalf of the student body and the student council. Stephanie, you want to come up? And Stephanie, you usually have a few words.
We have Casual Fridays here, as the teachers are aware, and I'm sure students may see us wearing our jeans on Friday. On behalf of the Casual Fridays, we'd like to present this a step-by-step review, and thanks for creating the awareness across this country that it was most certainly needed. Thank you very much.
I haven't talked that much as well. All right, well, I just want to say that today's been an absolutely wonderful day since the moment we got to Town Hall. All right, well, I just want to say that today's been an absolutely wonderful day since the moment we got to Town Hall and I first met Chris, and he said that Nova Scotia was his favorite province in Canada. well to Mike for your inspirational words, and obviously I want to say a big thank you to Chris. I've only just met you, and you're absolutely amazing. And I have this T-shirt for you, which says "Ignite your spirit." So you're like a non-official member of the council. But I think you've already ignited your spirit. It's been ignited for 14 years. So thank you very much.
I think the last words are George and Kurt.
Okay, what we usually do at the end is we want to find out, as a result of meeting Chris, watching the movie, hearing some powerful testimony, we want to see how many people want to become organ donors. Please stand up. Now that's what we like to see. Please do what everybody said. Keep continuing in this message. Thank you very much.
The movie is out on video today, the live-action version of the comic strip.
Okay.
All right, I will.
Yeah.